The temperature today is pretty good. We are still roughly 30% behind 2019, so we are still not there, but it's improving every week.
Could you remind us a little bit what was your path through Accor before you joined the headquarters in Paris?
15 years at Accor. I spent 5 years in Paris when I started. I was in charge of the global sales. And as I moved to operation, and I moved in São Paulo, so I stayed about 9 years in Latin America, based in São Paulo, but developing and managing as a CEO the whole region. We doubled the size there, so it was a very interesting region. And I'm back in Paris now for, well, at least more or less a year, let's say a year in Paris.
What is the scope of your responsibilities now in Paris?
We decided to reshuffle the organization of Accor about a year ago. We now have 8 geographic hubs in each region, so we have 8 operational managers and CEOs. And we created under the same hat or the same umbrella a department called SMDL, Digital Factory. So we created a digital factory to manage all our digital assets, website, app, connectivity solutions, etc. A department in charge of loyalty, so managing all, but also all the partnership, managing everything linked to marketing. We have today 40 brands plus, more than 40 brands, so we have a full team managing those brands, sales and distribution. And the last one, managing performance, revenue management, analytics and strategy.
Can you tell us just a little bit of feedback from the previous month? We were all waiting September as a bright sun in our industry, so what is the feedback in terms of market trends?
We could feel a turning point in September. The temperature today is pretty good. We are still roughly 30% behind 2019, so we are still not there, but it's improving every week, gaining roughly 2 to 3 points of occupancy versus 2019 every week.
Usually the industry sees Accor as a European leader, but you just mentioned Latin America, where you are now leaders, but there is other region globally?
Yeah, you're right. It's a wrong perception. It has totally changed in the last 10 years. We are now leader everywhere, but in China and in North America. And if you look at what's happening in Latin America, in IMEA, I was in Dubai a few weeks ago. This is crazy. Accor is booming everywhere with many brands. Plus all the development we did in lifestyle, luxury, ultra luxury. So we have totally changed the ID card of Accor in 7 to 8 years.
So you recently announced some interesting partnership in sport. Can you tell us a little bit?
We announced 3 things on the last 2 weeks. The first one, we created a new company called Réseaux event. And this company is managing accommodation banks, so managing hospitality and bookings for any chain. So not only Accor chain, but we are managing hotel bookings for all the chains during 2 big events. The first one is France 2023, which is basically the Rugby World Cup. And the second one is Paris 2024, of course, the big Olympic Games that we will manage.
In the last decades, our industry has evolved quite a lot. Now it's more an ecosystem of partners. There is investors, operators through franchise, and brands through Accor. How do you see your missions or values to create value for those partners?
I would say perhaps 2 or 3 things that are important for them and for us. The first one is all our loyalty program. We are managing through all. We are trying to bring more business to our hotels, and for that we need to accelerate the recruitment of all members. We have today roughly 70 million members by increasing the number of activities we have. So with these members, sometimes they use us once a year, twice a year. So by adding lots of brands and by adding lots of services, we are trying to develop the guest lifetime value or the guest value for our owners. The second one, I would say a good, important one, is what we call digital in our industry. We created a digital factory, as I was referring to, and this digital factory has one objective: to increase or to improve the digital experience of our guests.
And you recently launched, together with or in line with the All Loyalty program, a Visa card for payments. What is the idea behind how it could leverage the guest experience?
Yeah, it's linked to what I've just told you. I have a card. I was one of the first one to get this card. So we decided to develop and to launch in July 2021, so a few months ago, a payment card. You can buy a paper or buy a room or buy a air ticket or anything not related to travel, and you earn points and you can burn those points.
How you will embody this, all these challenges you have within your department maybe in the coming 5 years?
Well, we have many challenges, of course, but if I had to sum two challenges that are important for us. Number one is clearly all. Accor Live Limitless, our loyalty program. For me, it's key because it's bringing business. It's allowing us to control or to know our clients and to bring to those clients a much wider experience than only hotel booking or hotel room. But number two, I would say, I will point to the brands. What we are doing with the brands is something unique. I started at Accor 15 years ago. We had 14 brands, 14. We now have 42 brands. I think this is great. It's a great adventure for the group. It's a great adventure for our consumer. We can easily say to our guests, use all.com in your app or in your smartphone. And with all.com, you can do everything you want when you're out of home. You can go book any room for any category for your family or when you're traveling for business or for leisure, or you can book a restaurant or go in a PSG or use an experience we are providing through the app. So this is a dream for us. Have the app in your smartphone as one of the top 2 or 3 apps you are using when you're out of home, let's say.
What could we wish for you and the industry?
Well, we can wish for all of us, not for Accor only, but for the industry, that what we are seeing will be maintained. So which means that the trend, the ramp up we are seeing in the market will sustain. Let's make sure that what we are planning in our budget will be much below what will happen in the markets.
Thank you, Patrick.